What's going on, guys? Average Player here with a deck profile. Not a deck profile, I'm used to saying that, wow. Sorry if you can hear a little wind, my AC's going. But it's the combo tutorial for Dinos. I am a week late on this. I promised it for last week. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough people going to my locals, so nobody ended up going. But so I'm doing it today. Today being the Monday after locals. Before I go over my record and stuff like that, I'm going to explain my extra deck and why I don't play Secure Gardna, nor do I play in my main deck True King of Lithogism or the Set Rotation or Dragonic Diagram. So I don't play either of them. A, because I don't have them. B, because I don't like that combo, to be honest with you. I wanted to stay more as pure as I could with the Scrap Dino. And I understand I got room in here for I got the 3 Cosmic Cyclones in the deck for the deck profile that I main deck that I could use Set Rotation, the Dragonic Diagram, and True King of Lithogism to maybe extend a little bit more. But for me, I didn't think the combo was good. I thought it was only good towards, you know, accomplishing the FTK that you can do with Dinos. And I really wasn't a big fan of the FTK. And that's actually what I was building initially and then stopped. As for the Link Karibo thing, so the other thing is just because I didn't like it, but for the Link Karibo one, the deck doesn't really brick, and when it does, you can make Link Karibo. If it bricks, you're not really making anything, but if you get stopped, you can make a Link Karibo. If you have another monster, then you can go ahead and make like IP Masquerader, Nightmare, Cerberus as forms of interruption. And because of that, then you have your one non-dino and a dino in the grave, because you have Animordor and Archosaur in the grave. And I understand Secure Gardna goes a little faster than that, but in this deck, I want it to be all gas, because of how consistent it is. If anything, I'd probably take out like Baguska or something like that for it, for a Secure Gardna. I don't have a Secure Gardna, that's why I don't play it, but if anything, when it comes down to it, I would probably take that out. Because this is like all gas, all interruptions. There's Cerberus and Unicorn are here just to help you break through the board. You know, Scrap Wyvern is combo with Helk. Saryuja's here to, if you need to, just give your monsters attack. I would either take out the Baguska or Saryuja if you were to play Secure Gardna. So that addresses that. The Lithogism, though, I didn't really like that combo. I tested it online, wasn't a big fan. Master Duel, I didn't like it. I also tested on EDO Pro, I didn't like it. So let's go ahead and do it this tutorial. As I'm shuffling, I'll tell you guys how I did it. Locals with it and what I played against. I went 3-1, only losing to Phantom Knights, which that deck profile is still coming. That deck box is right here. So I ended up playing at the beginning Infernobles, as some guy claimed that he had found a way around losing Auroradon in Infernoble Knights. And he did, until he Scythe locked me and I just ended up swinging at everything with UCT. So after baiting out his monster negate because he had Gearfried on the field. So I did that. So I beat him first round. Second round played against Phantom Knights, which is against my good buddy CJ. I ended up losing to him 2-1. Really good match. I ended up misplaying pretty badly. Round 3, I went up against Harpies, one of my other good buddies who plays there. His name is Jack. He got 2-0'd because Harpies literally just got made quick work. He bricked every single hand like normal. And then round 4, I played against Tri-Brigade, beat that 2-1. Had to play around a dimensional barrier, so... Okay, so I say this hand doesn't really brick. You can still do something with this hand. You can't really end on the board that you want. And even if you were going second, like say you're going second, there's your combo piece. So the 2 token collectors aren't really ideal. I generally side these out anyway, because most people at my locals weren't playing Sword Soul. But the Ash is good for interruption. So you got 3 hand traps in your hand and a fossil and token collector. We're not going to go off this hand though. Of course, I say it doesn't really brick, and then like the only hand that I get is like an immediate brick unless you play going second. And that hand's like perfect for going second. And so it's not really a brick unless you're going first. And Dinos, you want to be able to go first, but I play a whole bunch of cards to help you go second. like obviously the hand traps and then the cosmic cyclones, you know, stuff like that. So let's redo it. Let's cut the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's flip it around. Scrap Chimera, Infinite Permanence. Alright, still not ideal. You're not going to end on a really good board here, but no, you're going first, so you summon Archosaur, you're going to blow up your Dogoran. You're going to add your double evolution pill. And here's the thing, now since, you know, it's a semi-brick, you can just activate the double evolution pill. Scrap Chimera and Dogoran. Scrap Chimera from your hand, Dogoran from your graveyard. You're going to banish them. And summon out UCT. You're going to set the Imperm and pass. UCT alone generally sometimes is enough to form an interruption because your opponent can't link someone with face-down monsters. And the Imperm is really good. And a Pank. So your board generally ends like that, so you don't really need the Secure Gardna. Even though Archosaur is a 0/0 monster, you can make Glean Karibo if you want, so you can have the chance of not getting attacked. Like literally, I said I went 3-1, and I told you the matchups I played against and how who I beat, and you know what the record was. And I said the deck doesn't really brick, but I'm not getting really good hands. But here's the thing: I mostly went second the whole time, and ended up breaking boards. And I guess that's what another strength of Dinos is. You can just break boards going second. So let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not really the best, but you actually do have something you can do here. You can normal summon Scrap Raptor, use this effect, blow it up, and then you can get an additional normal summon and add the Scrap Chimera, because since this is the only thing you can really do, especially since you have the Scrap Golem in your hand, you're kind of stuck, but there's a way around it. You can still end a UCT and a negate. So we're going to go ahead and summon the Scrap Chimera. Use the effect, summon back Scrap Raptor. And we're not going to go ahead and make Scrap Wyvern here. If you really want to, you can sit here, you can make I'm dropping cards. Depending on the deck, you can make Abyss Dweller, kind of shut them off. But so say we're playing against a random deck that doesn't use their graveyard as much. Go ahead, activate double evolution pill, banish the Rex and the Golem. Summon out UCT. Giant Rex is coming back. XC the 2 Dinos. You're either making Logia or Dolka. Most cases I like to make Logia, but let's make Dolka because most decks rely on their monster effects. And then you got the Ash. So most decks can't play around the 2 monster negates with an Ash to stop whatever, and the UCT to flip their stuff down. The Scrap Chimera is kind of like a dead card, but it's whatever. So as you can see, in this deck, even if you do brick, or don't really open the most ideal of hands, you still can make something work. You know, 2 monster negates and an Ash Blossom. Most decks struggle with that, especially since it doesn't matter where that monster negate happens. If they activate a card in the graveyard that's monster, negate. In the hand, negate. You know, I'm just trying to open a decent hand. I can set whatever hand. I can just, you know, shuffle, cut, and do a random hand. It's the best way of showing you guys whatever it does. Alright. Hand's not good. Honestly, it's not good. Unless you're going second. No, it's not good. If you open more than one baby, it's never good. So I'll just set up an ideal hand for you. Lost World. Baby. Ovi. That's all you need for like any of the 3 cards in your hand, or you can have Fossil Dig or whatever, or Misk. So you can open any one of those cards together. As long as you have, if you have Ovi and Lost World, you're good because you can add Misk, and then you can still do a combo, but you need to have a card in your hand to destroy. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have 2 random cards to go with it. Be Token Collector and UCT. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys the combo, the way it's supposed to be done. The Token Collector is kind of like an extension on the combo. We're actually going to use it. So we're going to activate Lost World. Normal summon Oviraptor. So here's the point where you got to know your Dino stuff. You can chain 2 Lost World to chain 1 Oviraptor. So you give your opponent a token. And then you blow up a card in your deck. Or not blow up a card in your deck. And then you add a card from your deck to your hand, which can be Misk. On a new chain, you use Token Collector from your hand to attempt to blow up the token, but you're going to save it with Lost World to blow up a card in your deck. Which just basically like cuts your combo down a lot. You're going to blow up the baby. Use baby effect. To summon the baby from your deck. So like in this case, because you had the Token Collector, you don't even need the baby in your hand. If you have the baby in your hand, it's just going to help you combo more. Speaking that, you can just cycle baby basically as many times as you can physically cycle baby. So now we're going to use Misk in our hand to pitch itself and banish only itself to summon Animadorn Darkosaur from our deck. Use Animadorn Darkosaur's effect to blow up a monster in our hand that's a Dino and add double evolution pill. And then new chain starts with Baby's effect to summon out a card from the deck. Should be Scrap Raptor. So here is where you can be interrupted. It doesn't really matter though. But I have to make more room because of the combo. And you can use Ovi effect to blow up the baby. Summon a baby from the graveyard. And here you're going to summon out your last copy of quote-unquote baby, which should be Petite Pteranodon. As long as you have a level 2 on the board at the end of this, it's fine. Unfortunately, your end board falls to Dark Ruler no more and all that other stuff, which most decks do anyway. So you're going to use Scrap Raptor's effect to blow up the Baby Ceratosaurus to get additional normal summon. And then you can use Baby's last effect to summon Giant Rex. Most people don't summon Giant Rex here. I do. It's a form of deck thinning. You're just going to send it to your graveyard here soon anyway. So you're going to link these 2 away. For Scrap Wyvern, use Wyvern's effect, send Raptor back to the field. Wyvern's effect is going to blow up the Raptor, chain 2 Raptor, chain 1 Wyvern. People don't realize you can do that either, but they both happen on whatever. So you're going to special summon the Scrap Golem and add the Scrap Chimera. And this is why the Scrap Engine is so strong, because you get your additional normal summon and Scrap Chimera, but you get the free special summon of the Golem. You could and then Scrap Wyvern has the chance to blow up whatever card on the field. You can blow up Giant Rex, you can blow up Petite Pteranodon. If you didn't have Token Collect, you can blow up the token. But we're going to blow up. We can actually blow itself up, but we don't want to blow it up. Generally, I'd say Petite Pteranodon, stay on field. But for the case of it, say your opponent has a card that's on the field, you blow that up. Alright? Even though we're playing going first, they use like, I don't know, they, you know, try to activate Imperm or whatever, you just blow it up. Let's just go off that. Like, they Imperm OV or whatever, and it's on the field. Because they don't know how to read cards. Let's just go off of that assumption. So we blow up a card they control. We're going to use Golem's effect, summon Raptor. We're going to link Raptor and Wyvern. This is why we don't want to just send the Wyvern to the graveyard. We actually want to use it for a link summon. And to the Helka Fibrax. Use Helka Fibrax's effect to summon Ash from your deck. And here's the thing where people are like, man, this is why you lose games, you play so weird. But currently, the only cards that are getting sent to the graveyard if I get hit with Nibiru is Hulk, Ash, and Golem. Which it doesn't really matter, I can still end on an Omni Negate, and then I can blow up Petite Pteranodon with the UCT in my hand. So, send these 2 to the graveyard for Synchro 8. You're going to make Borreload Savage Dragon. And this is why you send the Wyvern to the graveyard when you use it for a link summon. You just equip the Wyvern from the graveyard to him, so he's at 2 now. And you keep the Hulk on the field, because Hulk is really, really, really good. And I like to keep Hulk on the field here. Summoning the Giant Rex from my deck is helpful. In this situation, I got that Chimera in my hand, so I don't see it as being helpful. But the Petite Pteranodon being on the field, I want to show you guys what happens with that. So we're going to link these two away for another disruption and IP Masquerena. Summon Scrap Chimera. Actually, the card we could blow up actually being Giant Rex. So let's say we blew up Giant Rex earlier. So we can't even make IP Masquerena. So let's say we blew up Giant Rex earlier. That should have been the right call. So you use Scrap Chimera's effect to bring back Scrap Raptor. If you feel really ballsy, you can bring back Golem, but you really don't have anything to do with that. XC these two for Dolka. And since you have Double Evolution Pill, you would use it to summon UCT from your deck. We can just summon UCT anyway. So UCT, 1, 2, 3, 4. And generally, we don't even have to worry about UCT. You can activate Double Evolution Pill here, because we have to do this first, or else the combo's not going to work. Banish Giant Rex and Ash. We can just summon a UCT from our deck anyway. Actually, let's save the Giant Rex. We're banish the Ash. We're gonna banish Animadorn Darkosaur. Summon UCT from our deck, because we can summon a UCT next turn anyway. So say this is it. You got 2 Omni Negates on this, you got a Monster Negate here, and you got Scrap Chimera. If we didn't want to keep Petite Pteranodon on the field, we could easily have another level 4 on the field and end with a Abyss Dweller. So, say now you pass turn. They draw, stand by, phase, main phase. Activate Hulk's effect on main phase. Tribute itself, you're summoning Desert Locust. Desert Locust effect activates, saying that the turn player has to discard a card. Now still doing this whole thing that your opponent can only target the token with card effects. Alright, give them the chance to activate a quick effect. They don't have anything, you activate Desert Locust quick effect. Synchroing it with himself and Petite Pteranodon to make Psyframe Lord Omega. And then you can use Omega's quick effect, give them a chance to obviously activate a quick effect. Banish yourself and 1 card from your opponent's hand. So they started off with 6 cards, now they're playing with 4. If they had any hand traps, now they're playing with less. So now they have to deal with a UCT, a Monster Negate, and Borreload Savage Dragon. And the only thing they can target is a token. At this point, your opponent's only going to scoop because most of their cards are in their hand. Even if you didn't make Dolka and you made Abyss Dweller, if they have a card where they like to activate stuff from the graveyard, this is especially helpful because you can just standby phase, use Abyss Dweller, and then go and do your Hulk stuff, and that's going to be good. Leaving the Scrap Chimera out on the field, I think it's fine. It going to the graveyard helps you out anyway. You got the UCT. So, even if they do end up having a way to smack in the Scrap Chimera or whatever, even if not, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is just probably going to blow it up so you can flip your opponent's monsters down anyway. And the next turn they got to deal with 2 of them. Ovi just makes them icing on the cake. So, yeah, I understand I do combos for dinos a little weird, but it works for me. Playing like that is throwing so many people for a loop because they don't know when to respond. I'm going to tell you this, in the dino combo, if you have Imperm or whatever, and I have Lost World on the field, and I do Chain 2 Lost World, Chain 1 Ovi. So Chain 2 Lost World, Chain 1 Ovi, you can Chain 3 Imperm, target the Ovi. Because Imperm's, Chain Resolves, Imperm with target Ovi, negates effects, Lost World, summon the token, yada yada. So you can't even use Ovi's effect to blow up the token at all, because its effect is negated. Because it's cost to the target. So, alright. This time we're going to try for one more random hand. Oh, to keep you guys updated, the whole computer thing, we still don't know what the hell is wrong with my computer. I'm borrowing my buddy's gaming laptop that he doesn't use for a while to play games on, so that's one thing. I'll let you know when the computer is fixed and when everything is back to normal, because currently my desk is occupied by a laptop instead of a space to use my card. So I had to close the laptop and move it above everything. So, all right, I just keep shuffling. I shuffle like that just to kind of simulate multiple cuts, and then do a random shuffle, and then we'll just cut it once. And then 1, 2, 3. Scrap Chimera not being too good. OV's good. Pank doesn't really matter. Win more card, honestly. So here, if your opponent doesn't Ash Fossil Dig, you basically just won the game. Because you use Fossil Dig, and people are going to be like, oh, what are you adding to your hand? You're just going to add Misk. This way, you add Misk. You don't add Misk off of OV, because if they Ash your OV and you added Baby Ceratosaurus, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in a lot of trouble. So now you're going to normal summon OV, use its effect. So now, if your opponent has any hand trap involving OV, you got that Misk in your hand to chain to it. So now they can't use Called by the Grave because it's your turn, and you're going first. So if they have any hand trap responding to OV, you can pitch the Misk from your hand. So that's why I do it this way. First, if I open Fossil Dig and OV, I activate Fossil Dig first and add Misk. If your opponent doesn't add Fossil Dig, they lost it. If the opponent doesn't Ash the Fossil Dig, they lost the game. So you can use OV's effect to add Baby Ceratosaurus. So basically this whole combo is almost the same, except for the fact that they don't have Lost World, so they can still target your shit throughout it. But when Misk hits the graveyard, it's basically non-targeting anyway. So now you're going to pitch the Misk from your hand. You're going to banish Misk from your graveyard, summon Baby Ceratosaurus. Wrong card. I'm just skipping a step here. You're going to summon Animadorned Archosaur from your deck. In tournament, don't declare what card you're going to do, because then you have to stick with that card. Wait until you actually, like, find the card and call the name, because they will call you for that shit. Alright, and then you're going to activate the effect of Archosaur on its summon, blow up the baby in your hand at double evolution pill. So if you notice, the combo for Dinos is basically the same every single time. Lost World just makes it better, because after Misk wears off, your opponent can only target cards on your battle phase after Misk wears off. And if you go to main phase 2, Misk's effect stands where they can only target cards during your main phase. So Misk still happens on your main phase 2. It doesn't say which main phase. Now Baby effect activates. You already got all your interruptions anyway, so they're not going to try to do anything. You can summon Baby off Baby. So that's why Lost World makes it a little bit better. So cards like Imperm don't work during the battle phase. And if you have an Omni Negate on board, you can just stop the evenly matched or whatever. So basically the same thing, except no Token Collector. The Token Collector, even though it's a good card to have in the deck, if you notice, it can also clog up your board because it gives you an extra monster before you want to have an extra monster. So now you can use Ovi's effect to blow up the baby, summon the other baby from the graveyard. That baby's effect is going to activate. As you can see, it's literally the same thing. Same combo. Summon Scrap Raptor. If you notice I'm shuffling my deck, it's because I'm just used to it. You can use Scrap Raptor's effect to blow up the baby on your side of the field. You get an additional normal summon, new chain, baby effect activates. Summon another baby from your deck. And here, the only level 2 card and the only extra card we're going to have left on the field is going to be Baby. It should be. Even if not, we can off a Scrap Raptor, because we're going first. And we didn't have to blow up the Giant Rex. We can blow up the baby, summon Petite Pteranodon. So we can always have a level 2 on field. That's why I think this combo is better than having Lost World. Even though Lost World saves your ass a lot more. Link these two like normal for the Scrap Wyvern. Scrap Wyvern effect. Summon back Scrap Raptor, then you can blow it up. Chain 2, chain 1. Actually, you can't even chain 2, so just Scrap Wyvern effect, summon the Golem. Because you already drew the Chimera. And look, we're already doing this card. We have 4 cards in our hand. We're doing this combo with 4 cards in our hand. It's actually nasty. And then Golem, special back Raptor. Link 2 for Hulk. Like I said, basically the same thing every single time. Hulk effect for Ash. Ash in this deck is using the combo piece and a disruption, so I love it. You're going to Synchro 8 for Borlo Dragon, or Borlo Savage. Equip the Wyvern onto him. And now you're gonna normal summon, or you're gonna blow up baby, and then use baby. You have to use blow up the baby off the wyvern. So, my bad. Summon Petite Pteranodon. And now you're gonna use Scrap Chimera in your hand. Normal summon him. Use his effect. Summon back Scrap Raptor. I said the only card we'll have at the end left over is Petite Pteranodon. We should after the combo's over. If you wanted to during this combo, if you didn't want to leave level 2 on board and you say you didn't want to use that help part, you could use Baby Summon Giant Rex. You could have ended with, you know, the Abyss Dweller and the Monster Negate or the Spell and Trap Negate if you wanted to. But I think it's fine. If this board anyway, you're just going to use the Scrap Chimera to be blown up anyway off of UCT. So we're going to XC Summon. So we don't even want to go for the Monster Negate, so you want to have an extra Omni Negate. It's a negate summons and also negates inherent summons and negates spell and trap cards, so kind of an Omni Negate. Double Evolution Pill. Animador and Darkest Door and Ash, because those two are now dead cards in the graveyard. Summon UCT Pass. In this case, still, you can use the 2 dinos on the field for an Abyss Dweller if you're still going to do this combo, so on your opponent's turn. If they don't have anything, use Helk's Quick Effect. For Desert Locust, or not Helk's Quick Effect, you don't use that. Desert Locust, make them discard a card, Desert Locust Quick Effect. For Omega, his Quick Effect, make them banish a card from their hand. So, this combo is basically making your opponent end on less, or be able to use less. So you still got your Scrap Chimera. If they can still play, you're not even, so you don't even use these cards. Opponent normal summons a monster. They get 2 monsters on board. Use UCT, blow this up, flip them shits face down. You got those. Pank is a win more card in this situation if your opponent can still put up a board and you can just summon Pank. And now they're gonna be like, well, shit. Now what am I gonna do? Because you got the negates to stop it, and then you can just blow whatever the fuck you want up. You've got Dogran as well, and you draw Ovi. You always draw Ovi. This deck is hyper consistent, as I say. Ignore the fact that I opened pretty shitty the first couple hands. So going off the combo and the whole thing, if you do this combo over and over again, you'll get used to it, and you'll learn how to play around bad hands. I'm trying to move pretty fast, to be honest with you. I do have my buddy coming over here in like 2 minutes, so yeah, it's gonna be the end of the video here. But if you were to take out a card, it'd probably be Token Collector. Side deck it if you want to when you're playing against Sword Soul. If you have a way to play that Lithogism engine, go ahead. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. I'm not going to stop you. It's still a good combo. That combo is not for me, in my opinion. So if you guys still want to see more content, especially when the Phantom Knight deck is done, which includes me having the 3 small worlds and not having a proxy of Stardust Charge Warrior anymore, please drop a like on the video. Subscribing lets me know that more people are going to see my videos, and it makes me honestly feel good that I have people that are going to be more interested in watching my videos. Helps encourage me to make more. And again, I'm sorry about last Monday. Just we didn't end up having locals because not everybody was going. I say not everybody, but there wasn't a lot of people going. A lot of people being like, there would have been me and my buddy CJ. My buddy Matt wasn't going. My buddy Gabe wasn't going. And Matt being MadMatt9955. Go check him out. And then there was like none of the 3 guys that we generally go with are going. And then there was my buddy Jack that was going. So there had been 4 people, which would have been just enough for, you know, 3 rounds, which we can start a tournament off of that. But we decided, me and my buddy CJ decided that we're not going to go. It's kind of pointless to go with 4 people, so there's only 2 people going. Then after we said we weren't going, then someone else said that they were going and made 5 people. Someone had a buy, so there's no point anyway. So they just ended up canceling it. That's why I waited, because I wanted to give you guys a story to go along with it, with the whole thing. Yeah. If you guys want me to go over a more in-depth thing about what dinos can play against, let me know. I will, definitely try as hard as I could to explain stuff without editing, speaking that gaming laptop doesn't have a lot of space and my computer's still dead, so I'll try to go over it. I'll go over which combos that have no effect on it, which decks generally don't have an effect on it. So yeah, but there's also, and then I'll let you know what cards do have an effect on it and why I play certain cards to mitigate those really horrible cards. So anyway, I'll let you guys get back to what you're doing. I will see you guys on another video. I can't promise a day yet. It would be great if I could take you guys with me to locals, but it's probably not going to happen. I have a few decks that I'm wanting to build. They're a little expensive though, like Predaplants. I have like the basic engine for them. Sun Avalons, want to build those too. So I'll let you guys know when stuff gets rolling and all that. Have a good day, guys.